everyone, today I'll be showing you how to revise for History Quizbowl. This isn't the best way, however this is how I do it and I think that is very efficient in learning. So first of all you want to open QB Reader. You're going to go in Database and then the frequency list. Obviously since you're studying history, you want to go into History, select your difficulty. So for me right now, as I'm kind of beginning, I'm going to be 3, 4, and 5, as that's how it is really in Europe. Then you choose a limit. I'm just going to do 100 for now, and then toss-ups only. So you see now there are all the different answers that appear the most. I so far have learnt up to about the Battle of Gettysburg, which is I'll be showing you today. So once you have that frequency list open, you're going to open another tab for QE Reader. And you're going to go into the question database, very useful part of QE Reader, probably the best part for QE Reader. You're going to set the different parts for QE Reader. So here are the difficulties once again. So you want to look 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to go for the minimum year, 2014. I found that those the key clues usually come up the most in 2014 and afterwards. Early ones usually aren't as used and aren't as clear, and I think generally much more used in modern Quizbowl. However, you can still practice earlier ones. It might be more detailed. So obviously you want to go in History. Instead of all text, you're going to look for the answer line and toss-ups. I choose to do power marks. You cannot choose to. I don't think there's a real significance to that. And so I'm going to just do the Battle of Gettysburg. Now, there we go. So you have all these questions on the Battle of Gettysburg. So now, what you want to do is you want to go into Anki. If you must download Anki. If you don't have it, there is a web version, but I suggest you download Anki. It's a great flashcarding, app that I've been using for the last 2 months, and probably will use till the end of my school period. So I have this huge deck. I'm just going to show how I create my flashcards. I'm going to add new. And so this is already done previously. I think you can find online how to create a new note type. I mean, I'll show in a separate video how to create a new note type. Same for tags. So I already have wars and battles here. You can ignore this part. I haven't really deleted it. But so the name would be Battle of Gettysburg. And then the tag would be wars, battles, yeah. Now you see there are multiple clues there. Usually I suggest you get 9, but that's the optimal, probably 9. That way you don't get overstimulated, overwhelmed. However, you can have more if it's more, if the clues, there are way more clues that appear frequently, so you can split this way. And now what you're going to look for are you're going to do Control F, and you're going to look for the most frequent clues, or clues that appear the most. What I do is 3 or more. You can do 2 or more, although that kind of goes more into the detailed aspect. Sometimes the results are lower, so maybe, if there are 7 results, or 7 or less, you want to maybe include 1 or 2 clues that only appear twice, just because it's more likely that they're going to be in there anyway. So let's see. For defending a side's position during this battle, Alonzo Cushing. So Alonzo Cushing, okay, no. Medal of Honor. Okay, it appears twice. Let's see if there's anyone else. Okay, John Reynolds, that appears 3 times. An effort during the start of this battle to relieve John Bufford resulted in the death of John Reynolds. So what you want to find a good sentence from here, probably the clearest one out of the 3. John Reynolds was killed while organizing the Iron Brigade during this battle, maybe? I'm going to say that. Obviously, this is probably not the optimal clue flashcarding. I usually prefer putting them in sentences. They don't have to be long. You don't really want them to be 3 lines long. So we'll erase all while organizing the Iron Brigade during this battle. And so, yeah, you're just going to keep on going through the questions and putting these key clues in. And once you've done that, you will add them to the deck and they'll be saved and you can just practice them. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future videos, don't hesitate to comment. And thank you very much. Please subscribe or like. Anything is very helpful.